Okay, Michaela, great written rationale here. Really good job. You're explaining everything beautifully. Well, that's just one set of comments here I want to address, and it's your target market. So let me see. Okay, right here, this comment right here, my design would probably attract a younger audience. And the only thing I want to make a comment there is, as a designer, you know your target audience before you start designing. So typically, and I think that's one thing that a lot of students have really kind of picked up through this exercise is that, uh, when you sit down and start drawing out your design, you know the target market in advance. So you would know that this is going, you're shooting for a younger audience. Do you see what I'm saying? It almost sounds, in your comment, it almost sounds like it kind of defaulted to a younger audience. So I just want to make that specifically clear. I think it's perfectly communicates the young audience thing. Most definitely, maybe even this kind of points to a children's audience. So when you say a younger audience, I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I definitely think that this is kind of geared more towards kids. Um, as you said, in large part by the font choice. So I think it's a good job. I think everything's done beautifully here. Good contrast, good placement and proximity. Well, speaking of placement and proximity, there's only one thing. Honestly, there's only one thing that's really kind of I think it can be improved upon, and that's the fact that that the unicorn is your as you described it, your focal point. However, a good portion of the unicorn is obstructed by the type. And that to me is just a little bit problematic. I'm wondering if you can try to figure out a way to get that unicorn more in first position in hierarchy in terms of the visual characters. Now, of course, that would entail doing something with this background horse. So think about that. The relationship going on right here between the horse, as I said in my previous set of comments, this relationship right here is pretty menacing, and I think it's pretty cool, and I love the fact that it's behind the main character. That says a lot about narrative, but nonetheless, the main character is pretty much obstructed. A good portion of the main character is obstructed by the type. So, I mean, there's a couple of things that you could consider. I mean, you could reduce the area of that transparent background for the type and reduce the type size considerably and build it to be longer and less taller. Longer and less tall. I think that might be one option. It could entail reconfiguring the layout as well as or reconfiguring the type. So keep that in mind. The only other thing I think is a little tagline would be really great. I'm not real sure you would where you would place it, move the type down, place it right up there. Just a little tagline, a teaser line to kind of whet the viewer's curiosity as to just kind of a small illusion as to what the film might be about. Okay, but other than that, I think it's fantastic. Really good job. Great execution. Good narrative quality. Excellent job describing your written rationale. And just a couple little minor comments on my part. But other than that, I think you're looking fantastic. So really good job here so far. So thank you so much for sharing. Can't wait to see the final version. Thank you very much, Mikayla.